ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, following the Yankees' 5-1 victory yesterday, they clinched a playoff spot, and they celebrated in the clubhouse afterward. The organization's 53rd foray into the postseason. Really, it's thumbs up, not thumbs down for the New York Yankees as they head into October. And today, it is time for baseball as Hyundai presents the Sunday Game of the Week. Today, it's the New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the rubber game of a 3-game set from Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball along with Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. So the Yankees clinch a postseason spot, still have eyes on trying to catch the Red Sox. But the bottom line in all of this, Al, is that this team is so far ahead of schedule. Maybe next year, the year after that, they are really going to take hold and make a run. But this team could be good enough to make a run this year.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's so many components to this team that really made the front office do what they did at the trade deadline with Sonny Gray addition. And really, to me, it goes back to a couple guys. Luis Severino really emerged as a guy, one of the top frontier pitchers in baseball, and what Aaron Judge had done right out of spring training. So I think those components and then adding the pieces that they did, this is a scary team. Not even to mention one of the best bullpens in baseball. That's a scary team to play against in one game and also the postseason.
Well, this team was excited after the game. Let's listen to some of the things they had to say in the clubhouse.
You know, it's been a really special year, and you know, I think with all the young guys we have on our roster, it's special for all those guys. I think coming into the season, especially early in the season in spring training, you know, everybody kind of on the outside looking in kind of wrote us off and kind of thought that this would be a rebuilding year for the Yankees, and here we are with 7 or 8 days to go in the season, already clinched a postseason spot. So we're excited. I'm most excited for these young guys getting to experience this for the first time, and we've obviously still got a lot of work to do, but we're pretty pumped up.
Yeah, it's fun. Just to be the old guy now and kind of take all this in and see all these guys celebrate is a lot of fun.
Everybody doubted us. Nobody expected us to be all the way over here. So, you know, we had a young team, and same thing we did as last year in the second half. We ended up really good. So it's the exact same guys. So, you know, we knew we had a good team, so we got a battle. You know, that's what we want.
I played a long time and didn't get a chance to do this, so I don't take it for granted. Obviously, we have some work to do. You know, we're not out of the division, so that's you know, the next goal. But you got a chance, and that's all you can ask for. You get hot at the right time, and you know, hopefully you're the last team standing.
This is what you play for. This is what you work so hard for, and you know, it's the time to turn it up now.
We came in here knowing we got a great chance, and this is just the start of it. You know, Joe said the same thing. You know, just start of it. Let's do this more often. And bottom line is, you see the excitement. We're ready to go.
You know, you dream about it, but you never know how it's really going to turn out. You know, there's so many ups and downs in the season, and you never know what's going to happen. But with this team, we've got a lot of fight. You know, there's a great group of guys, man. It's amazing.
Well, they toweled off, dried off, and they're ready for baseball today. Today's pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. Marcus Stroman will get the start for the Toronto Blue Jays. And for the Yankees, it's Jaime Garcia. Coming up, we are inching closer to baseball in the beautiful city of Toronto. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees, Blue Jays next, right here on Yes. by the cloud that lets builders build. Amazon Web Services, build on. By Coke Industries. At Coke, we make things that make the world better. By NYU Langone Hart. And by Buick. Visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. Beautiful day in Toronto. All 3 days have been just gorgeous. The roof is open. And moments ago here at Rogers Center, the Blue Jays didn't take the field, just Jose Bautista did. Probably his last game as a Blue Jay here in Toronto. He gave the fans a hand, they gave him a standing ovation, and then the rest of the team took the field after he did. Very nice moment here in Toronto. Well, Marcus Stroman taking his warm-up, so we'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup today, presented by Lexus. Pretty much the regular lineup except for catcher. Left fielder Brett Gardner leads off. Batting second, the DH Chase Headley. Aaron Judge in right field will hit third. Cleaning up the shortstop, Didi Gregorius. Starlin Castro at second will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing center field, Jacoby Ellsbury. Todd Frazier at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing first base, Greg Bird. And Austin Romine is going to catch today and bat ninth.
That lineup will face Marcus Stroman, the 26-year-old right-hander, 5'8". Little fire plug he's having some year. See the start, 31 to 12 wins in his last start. Very good start against Kansas City, 7 innings, 1 run. That's his career high. Let's take a look at the pitcher scouting report. Brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Elite start in the American League. He's got the 3rd best ERA behind Kluber and Sale. That's a great slider he throws, a 194 batting average against. And highest sinker usage in the American League. He uses his sinker 55% of the time. For Major League pitchers in the American League, they use his sinker about 17%. When he's throwing the ball well, he gets a lot of ground balls.
All right, so Gardner is ready. Stroman is ready. And let's do it here in Toronto. First pitch is a strike. We're underway. Before the game, that's not Jose Bautista. That's Marcus Stroman wearing one of Bautista's jerseys, shaking hands with some people in the crowd, also doing his warm-ups and stretches in the outfield. So the entire team knows that this could be Bautista's last game here in Toronto. This is the final home game of the year. Pitch outside, 2-1. Home plate umpires Mark Carlson, Nick Lentz at first, the crew chief Fielden Culbreth at second, C.B. Buckner is over at third. The 2-1. Ground ball to second. Right there is Barney. One away. Now let's check out the Blue Jays defense presented by Geico. You've got Hernandez in left, Pilar in center, and the aforementioned Bautista in right. In the infield, it's Donaldson, Goins, Barney, and Smoke, third to first. Behind the plate, it's Russell Martin. And on the mound, Marcus Stroman. Here's Chase Headley. Ground ball to first. Smoke to Stroman, 2-away.
That's kind of the MO that Marcus Stroman does, that sinker down the zone. You can see a lot of ground balls. There's certainly a pretty good history against the Yankees, Marcus Stroman that is. And he's been very good here at Rogers Center against the Yankees in 5 career starts. Here you see a little jam shot, gets over every single ground ball. The right side pitcher gets to first base.
And here's Aaron Judge. In September, 19 for 67, 284 with 9 homers and 20 ribbies. And he has certainly put himself right back in the MVP discussion. You take a look at his numbers, and not just the 3 that you see all the time, average, home runs, RBIs. Look at the other things. And look at the run score. Look at the walks. Look at the on-base percentage. Look at the slugging. He is having a phenomenal season. And all of those numbers sparkle, despite the fact that for essentially 2 months, he just couldn't do it. Hitting well under 200. That's how good the other 4 months have been. 1-2.
Yeah, coming right out of the All-Star break, Michael, that is right. I mean, he definitely struggled before the break. Was he around 320, which I didn't think many people thought he could maintain that. Sitting now right at that 280 mark. Let's take a look at pitch here. This would be a good shot. Ooh, that's close.
Two. Grounded to third. Donaldson gets Judge. And the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 on 3 ground balls. Yankees nothing. And the Blue Jays coming to bat.
The 31-year-old left-hander will be making his 8th start as a Yankee since the trade from the Twins. Actually played for 3 teams this year. Atlanta, you see there, Minnesota, 1 start. Coming off his best start as a Yankee. Pitch against Minnesota at the stadium, 5 2/3, got in the 6th inning. 0 earned runs, 1 run. Let's take a look at the pitcher scout report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. This is what Jaime Garcia, when he is successful, it's about location and changing speeds are absolutely his key. He's not going to overpower guys. This is 3 times around the order. First time around, 201 batting average, 260, 344. Don't know if the 344 is going to factor. I imagine they're going to want to use some relievers today. And then as seeking his first win as a Yankee, he's coming off a very good start. And his last 2 starts, his ERA is at 1.17. But I'd like to get a W next to his name, certainly.
Well, first up for Garcia is going to be Teoscar Hernandez, who's had a home run in each of the first 2 games. He's really been impressive. The Yankees have been incapable of slowing him down. So 4 homers and 11 runs batted in. So Garcia working from the third base side of the rubber. And the veteran lefty winds, kicks, and deals. Upstairs 1-0.
And that solo home run yesterday's game was the only run that the Blue Jays scored. Actually, Sonny Gray was excellent. Green, Robertson, and Chapman for that 5-1 win.
High fly ball, deep left field. Gardner back, looking up. See ya! Another home run for Hernandez. 1-0 Toronto.
Well, that's quick. Second pitch of the game. Michael mentioned about Teoscar Hernandez got traded from Houston at the deadline for Francisco Liriano, left-handed pitcher, went to Houston. He had 2 home runs coming into this series. Now he's got 5, 1 in each of the games. That was a no-doubter.
Here's Josh Donaldson. Well, it seems, Al, that they don't quite have a good book on Hernandez yet.
He can hit a fastball. I mean, I'm looking at all of his home runs, Michael. The first night, the first pitch fastball from Tanaka, home run, solo. And then yesterday, 0-1 fastball right down the middle from Gray. And that was down the middle fastball.
Well, that would be the book on anybody.
True.
Don't throw them fastballs down the middle.
True. But once you start knowing hitters, and some hitters aren't as aggressive early in the count, but that's a mistake pitch. And there's no that in-depth analysis on that. It's right down the middle.
Popped up. Gregorius called off by Gardner. Gardner makes the play. One away. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense. Gardner's in left, Ellsbury's in center, Judge is in right. Infield, Todd Frazier, D.D. Gregorius, Starlin Castro, and Greg Bird. Third to first, Romine behind the plate. And on the mound is Jaime Garcia. That's a defense presented by Geico. Here's Justin Smoke. And a strike.
A great year from Justin Smoke to 38 home runs, 89 RBI. First time he made an all-star team. Batting average, his switch hitter, batting average better against left-handed pitchers, 345 versus 256 when he's batting lefty.
This guy the other way, and I'll make the seats out of play. Boy, it still feels like summer here in Toronto. All 3 days have just been gems. It's actually hot today. I think yesterday was a record-setting temperature in Toronto.
It's 82 degrees right now.
Strike three, Smoke down looking. And that'll bring up Bautista. What a nice ovation. Guy's been here 10 years, done a lot of great things for the Blue Jays. That one is looping to right field, a base hit for Bautista. Al, I would think it's got to be an awful feeling for Bautista. He's 36, probably doesn't want to retire, and has a $20 million option. That the way the crowd is reacting and the way the team is reacting, that option is not getting picked up. So it's kind of bittersweet to be recognized this way, but I don't think he's ready to say goodbye.
Well, I would. Who knows what he's thinking? But I'm with you. He's 36. Things have been different the last few years. Fair enough to Jose Bautista. You know, the 201 batting average this year, and his home runs been up. I mean, 1 year, 2010, his second year, third year with the Blue Jays, 54 home runs, and he had 43. I would imagine he's going to want to still play.
Somebody take a chance, but certainly not at $20 million. Way high over the glove of Romine. All the way to the backstop, carrying back out, but Bautista advances to second on the wild pitch.
That's just, yeah, that's higher than high. You got a guy like Jaime Garcia, and also Romine catching today. You're thinking down, balls over the batter's head.
line to right field. Drifting back is Judge. He makes a play, and that'll do it. But the Blue Jays get 1 run on 2 hits every single day. It's been a vitamin series for Hernandez. A home run, 1 a day. Those are the first 2, and this is the one today. 1-0 Blue Jays. Brought to you by Toyota. Prius Prime is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. If you like MLB's recent tradition of starting all games at 3 p.m. Eastern on the final day of the season, Yankees Corp says yes, it makes everyone play their hearts out on the final day. No resting, no nonsense, just the best lineup they can put out and play. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime. Keep the conversation going. I think it's a great idea, especially for those that are still in the race. I don't think it affects the teams that aren't playing for anything. But if you're playing for something, you can't wait to see what the other team does to decide whether or not you're going to play your top guys and your best pitcher.
Which actually happened, I forget which year, with Pittsburgh and St. Louis. I think St. Louis held back, I want to say Wainwright, after the Pirates lost.
Well, you told me, Al, it was more dramatic than that. Like, Wainwright was going to warm up.
Yeah. The Pirates were playing Eastern time. You know, the time difference was an hour or two, whatever it was. But the Pirates had either losing or looked like they were going to lose. And, yeah, Wainwright was actually warming up or stretching to warm up, and they shut him down. That's not going to happen anymore.
The 0-2. So you hope that there's something to play for on Sunday. I know the Yankees are hoping that they can make up ground on the Red Sox. The Indians and the Astros might be playing for home field advantage. The Rockies and the Milwaukee Brewers could be playing for that second wild card in the National League. That one is spanked into center field. Pilar back, still back, and he'll make the play. Well, let's look at the game time weather presented by City MD. Feeling under the weather? Just walk into City MD Urgent Care. Well, it's 82 degrees, 74% humidity, not much wind, sunny, hot, and yes, it's humid.
Beautiful.
Here's Starlin Castro. And there's a strike. Bottom of the first inning in Cincinnati. The Reds lead the Red Sox 1-0. Pfister against Stevens in that game. Nice moment in yesterday's Red Sox-Reds game where Brian Price brought in Boston Red Sox manager John Farrell's son to pitch, and that became the first time in the history of baseball that a son pitched against a team managed by his dad.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was a nice moment for John Farrell and his son.
2-1. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Always a good sign for Castro when he goes up the middle into right center, so he picks up a single.
Castro, not quite the same as he was certainly the first half at the hamstring injury. Yeah, this is a nice this slider going away from him, stays middle of the plate, right past Stroman. Castro got a single in his last at bat in yesterday's game.
Here's Jacoby Ellsbury hitting .391 in the month of September. Has his average up to .269. And has simply hit and run his way back into the center field job. And the door was opened by Aaron Hicks getting hurt. And Ellsbury took advantage. 1-1.
There's definitely a direct correlation with what he's been doing. And Michael, the September, as you said, the numbers have been great. To think about as good as the Yankees have been, the second best record in baseball to Cleveland, 15-6. They've only made up a half a game to the Red Sox. So the Red Sox are playing good baseball as well.
Ground ball, second base. Barney to second, gets the force.
Still think what Ellsbury and Gardner bring to the table, and if you can get Castro these last few games as the season's winding down to get hot, just lengthen the lineup.
Here's Todd Frazier. Now, if you take Frazier's numbers just with the Yankees, so overall he's at 27 and 75. Just take Frazier's numbers with the Yankees. 224, 11 and 31, and extrapolate that over a full season, and he ends up with 41 home runs and 109 runs batted in, even with the low batting average. So this guy, if you look at his WAR and what he does in the field, even if he hits 225, if he gives you 41 and 109, you take it. That's a valuable player.
Yeah. And also too, what he's made really nice plays at third base. You see the last 11 games, very respectable.
Runner goes. High pop-up. Coming on is Bautista, and he will get there to make the play for the final out. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We're going to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Jays. final regular season game of the 2017 season. Next Sunday, October 1st at 3:05 p.m. It's Fan Appreciation Day, and all guests in attendance will receive a voucher valid for 2 tickets to a select 2018 regular season home game. Now for tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Jaime Garcia set to start at the bottom of the second. It'll be Pilar, Martin, and Barney. 1-0 Toronto on the Hernandez leadoff home run in the bottom of the first. One and 0. Now, Al, you can see that Garcia works from the third base side of the rubber. What side of the rubber did you work?
I was on the first base side because of my cutter. I wanted the ball to look like it was on the plate longer, and it makes sense. Most two-seam, sinker, changeup relying left-handed pitchers are on the third base side. It's a 24-inch pitcher rubber. You have a 17-inch home plate, and if you're further to the third base side, as Jaime Garcia is, when he releases the ball, he wants the ball to go down the way eventually.
Turned him loose on 3-0, and he rockets it to left field. That'll go to the wall. Playing it out there is Gardner. He'll flip it into Gregorius, a leadoff double for Pilar.
Yeah, that ball was down the middle. You see where that Romine was setting up away, but it's 3-0 count. You're also thinking strike. Pilar gets the green light. Pretty good year. I mean, he's really known for his defense. Here is 37 double. That leads all center fielders in the American League. Pretty good offensive year as well.
There's Russell Martin.
So important for Jaime Garcia, the type of pitcher that he is, that big curveball to get in positive pitcher counts, to take advantage of hitters swinging at a pitch that eventually is actually a ball. But when he's 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, it doesn't throw hard enough to blow by guys.
Ripped into the seats, foul. 0-2.
But to you bringing up Jaime Garcia, the third base side, the idea, Michael, when you release the ball, you want the hitter to see an illusion that is a strike, because they have to commit about 30, 40 feet. The ball is coming to home plate. What's the pitch? Is it a ball or strike? Do I swing? I mean, that's the reaction time in 0.438 of a second.
Runner goes. Easy stolen base. They didn't even look. So Pilar steals third.
Well, that right there, I mean, Kevin Pilar, all the bit of scouting, I mean, not only scouting what pitchers have, what hitters' weaknesses are, but also head look. He looked toward second base, one casual look, turned home, and if that's something that Jaime Garcia does all the time, easily getting in, Pilar is his 15th stolen base on the year.
Yankees play the infield back at second and short. So a ground ball there, we get the run in. 2-2 on Martin. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Garcia as Martin goes down swinging.
Yeah, it's a nice curveball there, but again, Garcia got in a good count, 0-2 with Martin. As a hitter, you're already in defensive mode, and you see that curveball going down and in. Actually, more of a slurvy break. Also, Martin swinging for the downs, pulls his head off. Big strikeout. Now the Yankees can bring the infield in, try to preserve that run.
Dora and Barney at the plate. One and 0. Two and 0. Three and 0 on Barney. Ryan Goins is on deck. 1-0 Blue Jays. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 1-3-0 for Toronto. 0-1-0 for the Yankees.
We got another 3-0 count. Kevin Pillar had the green light. Does John Gibbons give Barney the green light here? No.
3-1. Yankee infield still in. Three and 2 as Barney's hat flies off.
Yeah, that's a very good changeup in a fastball count. Garcia, this ball turns over almost like a screwball. Barney, big cut. And the ball just sinks down and away. That's a nice pitch.
Lofted into shallow center field. Coming on is Ellsbury. Tagging is Pillar. Here's the throw. Late. Pillar slides in on the sac fly. 2-0 Toronto.
Manufactured run right there. Kevin Pillar getting the stolen base to third base. The big strikeout to Russell Martin. And this is a good piece of hitting by Barney to get the ball out that far for Ellsbury not to be able to get the speedy Kevin Pillar. Get behind it. I thought it was a pretty good throw. Up the line a little bit toward first base.
And here is Ryan Goins. So his bunt takes outside. That is the one tool that Ellsbury does not have in the box. He's got speed. He can hit for power every now and then. Hits for average. But he does not have a great arm in the outfield. So kind of a loop to that throw. Two and 0. Three and 0. Teoscar Hernandez is on deck. So Garcia's gone 3-0 on 3 batters in this inning. There's the strike. And a walk to the number 9 batter.
Yeah, that's not good. I know Ryan Goins had the big grand slam the first night here. Blew the game open for the Jays win. A 9-hitter, you go, you attack, you get ahead. And you know, for Jaime Garcia to be effective, being in 3-0 counts or any hitter count makes it a lot more difficult. not a good ratio.
Certainly not as effective as he was his last time out. Here's Hernandez. Pitch is low. Strike. Bounce that one up there, blocked by Romine. Somebody I know in baseball gave me a scouting report on Jaime Garcia when he came to the Yankees. He said he could be out on the mound for a game and he looks unhittable. And then the next game he could be on the mound and you just wonder how he gets people out. It's just all according to the command that he brings into the game. Consistency is not there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a guy that's not going to overpower hitters, and as a result of that, and throwing his off-speed pitches, in particular his changeup, because that's his primary out pitch, changeup slider. He can kind of sit soft, and if he's in 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 counts, and he does stuff like that, where nice changeup down and away, feed off the aggressiveness of hitters that'll swing at pitches off the plate. And I think, you take advantage of the hitters that will swing at balls. His last couple starts against Tampa Bay left with a lead at 4 2/3 innings, and his last start into the 6th didn't give up an earned run. Struck out 9, Twins.
Two. Line to right field, foul ball. Third inning in Cincinnati. Reds 1, Red Sox nothing. Swing and a miss. And Hernandez down on strikes. But the Blue Jays get a run. 1 hit and 1 man left. We played 2. It's 2-0 Toronto. In Toronto, we'll take a look at the cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Here is his standing in Blue Jay history. 5th in games played, 2nd in home runs to Carlos Delgado, 3rd in ribbies, 3rd in runs, and 2nd in walks. Delgado leads that one as well. 26 walks ahead of Bautista. And I'll mention yesterday, he bounced around before getting here and really found it when he became a Blue Jay. His most famous moment, obviously, in a playoff game, the famous bat flip that earned him a punch in the face from Rougned Odor the next year. But it sent Toronto into pandemonium.
You know, I'm not normally for that kind of stuff, but watching that game and just how it played out, unbelievably emotional. I kind of got it. Throwing the bat, big bat flip.
Would you have gotten it if you threw the pitch? If you were the Rangers?
I mean, if I was watching him do it, I think that would probably be, whatever, your pride, your feelings get hurt, whatever. But, I mean, the place was going bananas.
Also, the part of the bat flip that people don't talk about that much is the stare into the dugout. He stares right into the Rangers' dugout. So the big debate is, was he rubbing it in or was it pure emotion? We'll never know. As Bird takes a strike.
I don't know. I remember watching that game. It was unbelievable moment. And I don't know if there was prior history. Was he hit before?
3-2 on Bird. And Bird walks. So leadoff walk to Greg Bird to start the third.
Yeah, pitched around, Stroman did. I saw the big 3-run homer in yesterday's game off of Greg Bird's bat.
I did some projection with Bird since he came back off the DL. He's played 22 games, 73 plate appearances. 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in that time. And if you extrapolate that over a full season, that 41 home runs and 148 ribbies. Now, is he going to do that? In all likelihood, no. But the Yankees think he is a player that will be, opening day he hit third. That's what they think of Greg Bird. Foul away. So 0-2 on Romine.
Yeah, I always defer to guys that hit and played every day. And, just watching Greg Bird swing over the years, or the last few years. I know he was out in 2015.
No, he was out last year.
Last year, yeah. The injury was in 15. I see John Oliver. I really do. I keep saying that, but with power. I know he had the right shoulder surgery in the beginning of 2016, which ruined last year. Yeah, 24 years old.
This should be 2. There's 1, and there's 2. 4-6-3.
Just your patented 2-hopper to the second baseman. Nice, easy shuffle pass to Ryan Goins and easily getting Austin Romine. He puts on a show, doesn't he? Is it a show or is he just having a ball?
You've been out there, you tell me.
Well, no, I was a little animated, but there's a lot of...
But you were twitchy. This seems to be a lot of...
Orchestrated?
I don't know.
Dancing.
Grounded softly toward first. Smoke steps on the bag, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Blue Jays.
Is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. By CityMD, when you need a doctor, just walk into CityMD Urgent Care. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. Very calm and serene on top, Al, but underneath pedaling furiously.
Canadian geese.
I was talking about you, Al.
Oh, you were. That could be true.
You're not that calm above water. Donaldson takes low. Pedal furiously above water, too.
Sure.
They call that a strike. At least they did on the board. Yep. 2-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the third. Yankees have won every single series they've played since getting swept by Cleveland. So this is the rubber game of this 3-game set. Yankees won yesterday, lost on Friday. You know, with the Yankees clinching yesterday, they will be going to the organization's 53rd postseason. So then just checking out the rest of baseball, the next closest organization, the Dodgers, have gone 31 times. And Donaldson could not hold up. He goes down on strikes. Let's look a little deeper into it. So you have the Dodgers at 31, the Cardinals 28, the Athletics 26, and the Giants 26. Now, you know, the Dodgers, the A's, and the Giants, that's with all the cities they've played in. But the Yankees lead Major League Baseball with 53. And 27 World Championships. Smoke fouls it back.
Quite the tradition in history, Michael. And that making this possibility probable, I guess, of one-game playoff. The last time that the Yankees did that was 2 years ago when Keuchel pitched the game of his life.
Now, I was looking at some of the playoff teams and how they're setting up their rotation. And the Astros are setting up that Verlander's going to start game one. Keuchel, look at his numbers. Now, he's pitched better in September, but his numbers have not been that great. So their starting staff is not as deep as you would want it to be. I mean, the best team that's going to go into the playoffs out of the American League is the Indians. They might be the best team in baseball from top to bottom.
Yeah, hands down American League. You know, in every facet. National League is interesting, right? Because the Dodgers are just...
You don't know what the Dodgers are?
Sputtered in. The Cubs are playing better. I like the Nationals a lot.
Diamondbacks have been great.
Yeah. Bryce Harper is really the huge X factor. What are you going to get from him?
The amazing thing with the Nationals, after Kershaw, that one is wrapped into left center field. It's a base hit, and it'll go to the wall. So Smoke picks up the double. After Kershaw out, the next three best ERAs are the Nationals. Scherzer, Strasburg, and Gio Gonzalez.
So their issue, and I guess they solved it some with Sean Doolittle as their closer, right?
They have Kinsler too.
Yeah, Brandon Kinsler.
So here's Bautista with a runner on second and one man out, bottom of the third.
Joe's going to get somebody up in the bullpen. Moreno. 5-3-0 counts for Garcia. Jonathan Holder getting ready.
I gotta believe that Bautista got a green light here.
Looked like he did. Checks his swing, and he walks. That brings up Morales.
He's going to try to stay down the way. Ground ball pitch for Jaime Garcia here. Get out of this.
Low and outside. 1-0.
I don't know how long the leash is going to be, Michael.
Well, here comes Larry Rothschild.
Yeah, this is to give the reliever down
Holder.
there. Jonathan Holder.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. I've never gotten a chance to ask you this yet, Alan. It was a story that happened early in the week. We talked about the Diamondbacks and Zach Greinke refusing to sign an autograph for Pat Neshek.
I saw that.
Did you ever refuse another player who wanted something signed by you?
Please, really, Michael? No.
Did you ever see any player refuse to sign an autograph for any player?
I saw when Lenny Harris was my teammate with the Mets. We were at Candlestick. Lenny went up to Barry Bonds, gave him a ball and said to sign it. He signed it on the horseshoe. Lenny Harris got another ball and he gave it to him. He said, no, I want it on the sweet spot. And Barry told him, no, I can't sign it on the sweet spot.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't good.
And because the sweet spot's probably what he got paid to sign.
Right. That was his, yeah.
Pitch outside.
Some guys are a little squirrely, I guess. I don't know why. I can't imagine.
Did you ever send things over to get signed by people?
I wasn't a big autograph person, but once in a while, yeah.
I just remember that last year, Derek Jeter would have like a day for each series where the other team would send thousands of things over and he would sign. And the same thing when Ripken, in his last year, you'd see loads of stuff go to the Orioles clubhouse and he would sign on a specific day.
Yeah.
But I've never heard somebody say, no, you're wearing it.
Yeah, that's, and also for Pat Neshek, I don't know why he felt compelled to go public. Another 3-0 count.
The 6-1. And he walked him. So the bases are loaded here in the third with one man out. And that is going to do it for Jaime Garcia. Girardi's trying to keep this game right here. He's going to bring in Holder to face Pilar. And a rough outing for Jaime Garcia. Simply did not have command of any of his pitches all over the place, so he departs.
Finale of Homegrown, the path to pinstripes, and go behind the scenes as the Rail Riders rolled into the International League playoffs and wrapped up another successful season. Premieres Tuesday at 11, only on Yes. So it's time for Jonathan Holder to inherit bases loaded with one man out in the third.
Came in the first game of this series, couple strikeouts, scoreless inning from Jonathan Holder.
Pilar doubled on a 3-0 pitch from Garcia and scored a run. Also stole a base. So he's 1 for 1. Bases loaded. Yankees playing for the double play. Be tough to double up Pilar. He's very fast. He fouls off the first pitch 0-1. Popped up. Todd Frazier is there, just what he needed for the second out.
Huge. You're thinking right away, you're trying to get a ground ball double play. Yes, Pilar was fast, but what's the next best thing? Curveball up in the zone, gets a little pop-up. Watch this here, good grip, 12-6. He just missed it.
Those are the numbers on Garcia. And the runners on base are his responsibility. Strike. Martin, a .293 hitter with 4 grand slams with the bases loaded in his career. One and one. Got that one in there for a strike. 1-2.
He's got that good curveball. Jonathan Holder does. Had a nice year in AAA. Scranton for Yankees AAA affiliate.
One, two. Line into right center on the run is Judge. He's not going to get there, and it's going to go to the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Here comes the 3rd run. Here's the throw. And a bases clearing double for Russell Martin. It's 5-0 Toronto.
Russell Martin got a fastball up out over the plate. Clearing the bases here. You see the ball actually a little bit of a cut, but I thought that curveball, the previous pitch, was the pitch to get him out. You see that Aaron Judge just couldn't get to it, and then it was just a matter off to the races.
Pitch to Barney outside. So the ledger complete on Garcia. 5 runs and 2 1/3 innings.
2-1.
That's a back-breaking hit right there. You get the pop-up thinking you're getting out of it after Pilar pops up to Todd Frazier. 1-2 count, leave the fastball up, out, over.
Now it's full at 3-2. And the pitch. Popped up, left side, giving it a look. Todd Frazier, a couple rows back. So Martin's at second. Just cleared the bases with a double, picking up RBIs 33, 34, and 35 on the year. Having a good season for him. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Gets the fastball by him, and that'll do it. But the damage has been done. 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 man left. 3 in the books, 5-0 Blue Jays.
Half of today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. Aaron Hicks continues to play in simulated games down in Tampa. Joe Girardi saying he wants to make sure he sees enough left-handers and right-handers. He could be back early next week. Meanwhile, Adam Warren threw a bullpen yesterday. He is scheduled to throw a sim game on Tuesday. Expect him back not too shortly after that. But guys, I can tell you, Adam Warren is here in Toronto, and he was in that clubhouse for the celebration last night.
Good for him.
Well, Marcus Stroman now has a 5-0 lead, as you can see on the Audi scoreboard. Headley, Judge, and Gregorius here in the 4th.
Bring back a healthy Adam Warren, and that's just going to add even greater depth and length to that great bullpen.
Pitch outside. it looks increasingly like the wild card opponent will be the Minnesota Twins. After they left New York, the perfect elixir, they ran into the Tigers. And now they have a significant lead in the wild card. 4.5 entering today, and the Twins are winning again today. There's a strike. So the Angels and the Rangers and the Royals now 4.5 behind the Twins. So in all likelihood, unless the Yankees rally and win out, and the Red Sox suddenly start to struggle, the Yankees and the Twins a week from this Tuesday at the stadium for the wild card game. And a walk to Headley, not what you want when your team just gave you 3 runs and a 5-0 lead.
So with the 1-game playoff, that's a roster in itself.
Yes.
And then every round you modify your 25 man.
Yep. And in truth, why carry more than one starter? You could have one there, I guess, just for long relief, just in case. But
well, I mean, in case of anything, even just something terrible, right? You got tripping, fall down, bad warm up, whatever. Extra innings.
But I'm not saying carry extra bench players, just carry more relief pitchers. One-two on Judge. Judge grounded to third in the first. With his 2 strikeouts yesterday, 201 strikeouts for Judge. It's the most of any rookie in the history of baseball. But he has other most of numbers for rookies that are on positive sides. And trying to close in on the most home runs ever by a rookie. He's 3 away from tying Mark McGwire, who had 49 in his rookie season of 1987. Aaron's at 46. So 2-2 count. 5-0 Toronto over the Yanks. Three-two. And Judge walks.
I mean, absolutely not what you want to do as a pitcher. You get the big lead. And now 2 walks in a row.
So here's Didi Gregorius, first and second. Nobody out. Up the middle and a base hit. Headley rounds third. They're going to wave him home. Pilar throws to third. It's an RBI single for Didi Gregorius. And the Yankees are on the board. It's 5-1 Toronto.
That ball was absolutely scalded. I mean, you got Stroman struggling with strikes, and a nice job by Didi. Right up the middle. Watch out. Got a fastball. Stroman trying to get ahead. Keep the line moving.
Well, Didi was 2 for 24 coming into that single. So he picks up his 85th run batted in. Puts his average at 288. And here's Castro, first and second, still nobody out. And a strike to the Yankee second baseman, who singled his first time up.
See the experience of Russell Martin at first at bat. Castro got a slider away, went up the middle. 2 fastballs in on his hands. Often you're, as a hitter, you're not just facing the opposing pitcher and his thoughts, but who's behind the plate calling the game. Part of the trust and relationship between pitchers and catchers. But the guy on the mound, you still got to make the pitch. It's all about executing a quality pitch.
1-2. Missed outside, 2-2. Judge off second, Gregorius off first, 2-2. Way outside, 3-2.
There's a couple good takes that Starlin Castro had on the 2 sliders away. That's primarily what Stroman does, sinkers down and then the slider.
Third full count on Stroman. 3-2. Still 3-2. Chopped up the middle. Going, steps on the bag 1, goes to first. Double play as Judge moves to third.
Imagine the Yankees are looking at that play at first base there. Did Castro get it? That's a little hopper right there. All in one motion.
He's safe.
Yeah, he's safe.
How you doing, dog?
Now, I know we talk about this a fair amount, but this is part of the pace of play. Get it?
Now Joe Girardi and the athletic trainer going out to look at Starlin Castro. Keep saying he's okay.
Didn't look terrible, but he did have the hamstring injury. But I mean, I don't know why it takes. Oh, there they finally saw what we saw.
So it's overturned. Yankees challenge, and it is overturned. And that changes the specter of the inning. First and third, 1 out. Instead, runner at third, 2 outs. So here's Jacoby Ellsbury now. grounded foul outside of first. Two and one, so they're finally getting Stroman some stress pitches. First 3 innings, fairly uneventful. Not this one. The 2-1. 2-2.
Yeah, when you get a couple walks, I mean, as we said, you get 3 runs, you're up by 5. And then you walk the first 2 batters of the inning. Obviously, everything just escalates from there.
Strike 3. Ellsbury down looking. 2 down.
I think from the looks of our center field camera, the ball looks like it's cutting all the time. He's off to the center of the ball. This is a cut fastball. It's a give-up pitch right on the corner, perfectly located. Bring him up. This would be a good angle right here. Corner. Yeah, that's a pitcher's pitch.
Here's Todd Frazier. Fly ball to right in the second. And a strike, 0-1. Judge at third. Castro is at first. 1 run in. 5-1 Toronto, top of the 4th inning. Got the breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Stroman works out of further trouble. 1 run, 1 hit. 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 Blue Jays. Then David Cohn joins me for the call right here on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And there's a matchup. Jay Junis against CC Sabathia. And our coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. on Yes. Brian Mitchell, the new Yankee pitcher. And he will face 9-1-2 in the Blue Jays order, starting with Ryan Goins. Base hit to left field. Audi scoreboard 5-1 Toronto. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. A home run in the first inning, struck out in the second. Those are against Garcia. Now I'm going to give you the line on Holder. So 2/3 of an inning, a hit and a strikeout, no runs. And it shows you how ERA is sometimes not indicative of how a relief pitcher pitches. So his ERA went down with that appearance. But he gave up a bases loaded double. So did he do his job? Of course he didn't do his job. So sometimes you have to look beyond the ERA when it comes to the bullpen. Look more at inherited runners scored. There's a strike.
Especially for that role. For a guy coming in mid-inning, you choose your middle guy. Runners are on base. You clearly, you want to save the guy in front of you, whether it was the starter or a reliever in front of you. Yeah, there's a lot of hope there, Michael, when you leave in that situation. And certainly Jaime Garcia did not have it. It was wild. Got behind, bunch of 4-ball walks. And you're hopeful that whoever comes in obviously doesn't gas in your runs.
A reliever comes in now. You leave the bases loaded. He gives up all 3 runs. Does he come in later and say, I'm sorry?
They say sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of guys. But I mean, you know that. Listen, every guy wants a 0. A pitcher wants a 0 ERA, and every hitter wants about 1,000. It's upset, I mean, at certain times you wish you were the guy that gave up your runs. There's some games where, like today, Jaime Garcia just didn't have it.
Runner goes, pitch outside, so Hernandez walks first and second, nobody out in the heart of the order coming up.
He went to the 3-ball breaking ball. Brian Mitchell's got a good arm, averages 96 plus.
There's Donaldson. Popped up the other way. That makes the seats.
The what ifs for the Blue Jays as a team, just a lot of injuries. Last year they had most of all of their starters were healthy. This year they had 16 starting pitchers. And this guy here had a calf injury, missed much of the year. Former MVP a couple years ago. Missing Edwin Encarnacion, signed as a free agent with the Indians.
Up the middle, a base hit. Goins rounds third. They're going to send him home. He'll score. The throw comes into third. An RBI single for Donaldson at 6-1 Toronto.
Yeah, Donaldson's such a good hitter. He gets a breaking ball up outer third, kind of going down and away from him. You see the shift is too hard up the middle for Castro not to be able to get it. Blue Jays add on.
Here's Smoke, first and second, still nobody out. Mitchell, the third Yankee pitcher. Garcia, Holder, now Mitchell. Fouled away. Grounded foul. Still 1-2.
Hey, look, Brian Mitchell, and you have Yankees have 11 relievers and not pitching often. The last appearance that Brian Mitchell was in Baltimore 5 days ago.
Foul ball, still 1-2.
Actually, a week ago, Michael. And I know that, you know, that's part of it. You're down the pen. If the Yankees are pushing, you're not one of the go-to guys. You got to figure out a way to get your work in so that when you do get the call, you're as sharp as you can be. But 7 days off for a reliever. I know Mitchell started in AAA.
Two and two. Two. Gets away from Romine, and the runners move up.
Curveball in the dirt right here. Romine getting wide base. Let's see where that ends up. Just kicks away. Got down on it, but the ball kicks to his right. There's the curveball grip from Mitchell.
And the bases are loaded. That brings up Bautista and brings out Rothschild. His place would be up for grabs if he hit one out here.
Great crowds all weekend, as you would anticipate. Weekend series, Yankees in town. Love Jose Bautista.
Call him Joey Bats. He has has 36 home runs against the Yankees. That's the most of any active player. Longoria next at 35. Pitch high. His first inning single broke an 0 for 18 slide, and then he walked in the third. Base hit, right field. Hernandez scores. And they will hold Donaldson at third, an RBI single for Bautista. And it's 7-1 Blue Jays.
Well, Mitchell's scrambling here, getting in bad counts. Fastball up out over the plate. Bautista just staying on the ball, trying to wanted a hit home run, but took a single. Crowd going bananas.
Still nobody out. Bases loaded. Here's Kendrys Morales. 7-1 Blue Jays. That one's lined in the left center field. It's a base hit. Ball cut off in the gap by Gardner, and that will save one run, but the throw gets away, and that allows Bautista to score. A bases clearing single for Morales. Oh, they call him out at home plate. Crowd does not like it.
Yeah.
And the tag by Romine. Let's see up here.
I think Romine got his, he's able to field it, but you see that Bautista was never able to get his hand there. Nice play by Austin Romine. Aggressive call by Luis Rivera, the third base coach for the Blue Jays. Good call. As soon as he takes that step, the catchers are allowed to receive the ball. If it means moving into the runner, so be it.
They're going to challenge that? So John Gibbons could be challenging the catcher's blocking of home plate.
Yes. As far as the angles we have, he was out. I mean, you watch right here, he never gets his hand there. His hand's around, but that foot, they're going to...
But here's the deal, Al. He has that foot in front of the base without the ball.
I understand that, but doesn't the catcher have the... So once that ball falls into that third base line area, isn't he's allowed to be able to receive the ball?
Yeah, I don't think that he will be called for blocking the play, but I'm sure that that's what they are looking at.
I think if Romine, if he, see, right as the ball is coming, he's catching the ball as part of the play. Had he been standing on the plate prior to the ball, they're going crazy here at Rogers Center, watching up on the big screen. See right here, as the ball's coming, he steps simultaneously.
They do not overturn it.
Yeah, that's the right call. If Romine was prematurely standing there prior to the ball being thrown, it would have been obstructing the runner's path. Watch here, as the ball, now as soon as he sees the ball going up toward third base line, he's got to catch the ball. And that move right there enabled Romine to make the tag on Bautista.
Well, tough way to get your first out. Here's Pilar, and there's a strike. So 2 ribbies for Morales. And Bautista's out 7-4-2. And Pilar's going to take first. So Pilar gets plunked. And there goes Mitchell. Got him on the back elbow. And Girardi has seen enough. Mitchell really labored out there. The only out he got was at home plate. So Girardi will go to the bullpen. Looking, Bob, as if they're going to take advantage of that, as they are getting hit hard by the Blue Jays here in Toronto. Watch Drive to the Pennant with MLB.tv every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription at Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. 9-1 Toronto as Ben Heller comes in. First and second, still one out. Grounded to third. There's one. On to first, one pitch, and he gets a double play. 5-4-3 to finally get out of the inning. But the Blue Jays score 4, they lead 1, and it's all Toronto 9-1 as we go to the 5th.
No, I mean, I know John Farrell well, and his son. I talked to John earlier in the year about him being in the big leagues. Just that, you know, was a thrill.
And now pitching against his dad's team. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, leading off the 5th inning for the Yankees, Greg Bird, and we go to the Jeep Hitter Scouting Report, Al.
Well, yes, proven power, 17 home runs and 87 career bats. Certainly has shown that. We saw it yesterday. Postseason push, a .261 batting average, 3 home runs in his last 7 games. There will be a decision to make, I'm sure. And future at first. Well, you know, he's going to be 25 years old, opening day next year. Future's bright. Get him healthy. I know he's been banged up a little bit with the shoulder injury and the surgery and the foot. Plenty of people like what they see with Greg Bird. Absolutely.
Swing and a miss. Bird walked in the 3rd inning against Stroman. GMC scoreboard 9-1 Toronto.
Yeah, those last couple innings ugly for the Yanks. And I say that, Michael, because you know when you're struggling, make the opposing team put the ball in play. With a couple walks in the 3rd, cost 3 runs. Last inning, a couple walks wedged between 3 singles. Leadoff walks are never a good thing. I know it's part of the game.
Ground ball, left side, backhanded by Goins. Throw to first, they get Bird.
Pretty slick from Ryan Goins. Went a long way. Donaldson playing in the hold and playing Greg Bird to pull. He made a nice effort, but Ryan Goins all in one motion. Strike over to first base. Nice play.
A base hit for Romine down the right field line. Bautista fields and will flip the ball in as Romine gets himself a double. Any different mindset, Al? Pitch differently when you're up 9-1 in the fifth?
You know, the big thing is to throw strikes. I mean, we saw last inning. Stroman ended up giving up 1 run, but first 2 batters, Headley and Judge, he walked. So there's this little bit of a quandary where you realize you want to throw strikes and get ahead and pound the zone, but then you still have to pitch. But what Stroman's showing today, I mean, it's basically he's throwing fastballs, sliders, and some of his fastballs are cutting. That's just a little cut fastball. I mean, there's really no trickery. I mean, he did throw a second pitch to Greg Bird, a changeup, but I got him only for 3 changeups out of his 70 pitches. So it's all hard. There's another one.
Oh, 2 on Gardner, who was 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to second. Barney gets Gardner as Romine moves to third.
Kind of an example to your question, Michael, right there. He threw back-to-back changeups. So you still continue to pitch, which is what? Using all of your pitches, locating, getting ahead.
Pitch to Headley. There's a strike on the outside corner. We're in the 5th, and it is 9-1 Toronto. Yankees clinched yesterday. And this is the rubber game of this 3-game set. So far, all Blue Jays. Another strike, 0-2.
Yeah, I think Chase Headley thought that ball was up. Umpire Mark Carlson did not see it that way. Let's see here. Yeah, that's high. You do not see. Let's see, this would be a good angle. Yeah, you don't see that call that often.
One and 2.
So the way Russell Martin was trying to catch the ball high.
That was 95 miles an hour, Al, according to the Fast Pitch Speed Analytics, brought to you by Fios. Blocked by Martin.
Yeah, watching Stroman here today, Michael, it's just, I know he's got the 3rd lowest ERA in the American League. Certainly premium guy, but everything is moving. There's no straight pitch, cutting, sinking, sliders.
2-2. Outside, 3-2. .77 pitches, 43 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball is short. Backhanded by Goins. Flips to first. They get Headley. And that'll do it. The double by Romine wasted. No runs a hit, and 1 man left. At the end of 4 1/2, halfway through, 9-1 Toronto.
Center stage with Michael Kay as legendary sports broadcaster Bob Costas reflects on his illustrious career, plus hear about his love for the game of baseball. That's Thursday at 11, only on Yes. Should be a good one, right, Mike?
It is. It's a very, very good one. He was outstanding. You'll enjoy it. Barney fouls it back as we start at the bottom of the 5th inning. Heller came on to get a double play on one pitch in the 4th to get out of it. But 4 runs were already scored by the Blue Jays to make it 9-1 on the GMC scoreboard. Ground ball, just foul. Al, you've been in clubhouse celebrations where you have to play the next day. Is it hard to play the next day?
Well, how much of a party was it?
I don't know. Ask Meredith. She was in the middle of it.
They seem to be having a good time in there last night.
I think this is a little different, right? Because you still have, at least the number says that you have a chance to win the division. Normally, you clinch the next day. It's AAA call-ups everywhere, and it's kind of that, the veteran guys are watching from the dugout.
Fly ball center field. Ellsbury is there, 1 away.
And Al, to that point, the message was very clear last night. Hey, it's great that we're in the playoffs, but we feel like we have more work to do. And obviously, they got me a little bit there.
Look at this. Oh, they got you, Meredith.
I mean, they really got her.
I mean, at that point, it's going to happen. I might as well just let them get it over with.
Did they give you a towel?
They did give me a towel then, and one of the players came over to me about 10 minutes later and just gave me a hug and said, "I'm sorry for our team. I hope that's okay."
Well, you kind of expect it, right? Everybody going crazy.
And it was neat to watch guys like Brett Gardner and CC Sabathia. They kind of were away from the big-time celebration in the middle, kind of taking it all in, watching the younger guys really enjoy themselves, experiencing it for the first time. Those guys obviously have been through it before.
Which is usually the case, especially if your end goal is to go deep into the playoffs, experience another World Series.
And Chase Headley said to me, "Look, I've been playing for 11 years. I've only made the postseason twice. I cherish this. I don't take it for granted." And for some of the veteran guys, you never know how many opportunities you're going to get towards the end of your career. So I think that they look at it a little bit differently and cherish it for different reasons, where the young guys experiencing it for the first time are enjoying that aspect of it.
Ground ball, base hit for Goins. Now the key question to Meredith, though, which is really going to be a window into her soul. When you got back to the hotel, did the dress go in the garbage, or are you keeping it?
Michael, I'm way too cheap to just throw away a dress. So what I did, I got back to the hotel. I immediately took the socks off, took the shoes off, rinsed everything out with soap and water, then hung everything up, then showered, dried my hair, did my makeup, and taped WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show, which you can see right after this very game.
Great promo.
Oh my, that's right. You had to do the Joe Girardi Show last night.
I did.
Right.
Oh, well, the good news about that, he was in a great mood. He was in a very good mood, and rightfully so. Especially considering the fact that he had to wait for an hour for me to get ready.
1-1 on Hernandez.
And Michael, don't think I did not bring up the fact that
under the glove of Frazier, and that allows Hernandez to reach. That could have been a double play.
That Joe gave a speech to the team before the media was let in there, and then went right to his office, was completely dry, no champagne for the most part. And he said, "That's the players' thing. I'm going to let them celebrate it. I've been in a lot of celebrations in the past." So I think that's his way of saying he didn't feel like getting all wet from the champagne.
You know what I've always found in covering these events in my career, and Al, I'm sure that you could attest to this, the guys that celebrate the craziest are the guys that are called up. It seems like the youngest guys are the guys that go crazy.
Yeah, because listen, you want, first of all, I'm going to say you celebrate when you should celebrate. And hey, listen, they're in the dance. They're going to be one of the playoff teams. Good for them. Celebrate. But there's also some reservation, and I think to your point, Michael, as a veteran player, if you were deep in the playoffs or you were lucky enough to go to a World Series, or even more so win a World Series, yeah, you temper it because you know the end game or the goal ultimately is to win the championship. And that's the real celebration.
And one thing you don't see every day is Tommy Kahnle clearing away the champagne bottles and the beer cans to create a slip and slide in the Yankees clubhouse here at the Rogers Center. So that was a new wrinkle.
Interesting.
Huh. Not a whole lot of room in that clubhouse.
There is not a lot of room, and the floor actually dips down a little bit. I wouldn't know that except for the fact there were about an inch and a half of beer and champagne just sitting on the ground.
Well, here's the slip and slide.
That's not slip and slide.
The first one was. It wasn't that slippery. There's not a lot of room.
Donaldson cracks one to center field. Going back, Ellsbury. He'll make the play as the runners retreat. Well, thank you, Meredith. Good to see you back and not smelling of beer.
I just feel bad for our producer, Bill Bolin, who had to sit next to me on the bus last night.
And then the couple of people that were in the elevator with you, because it sounded, it smelled pretty bad, and you admitted it too.
It was horrific, Michael.
Here's Justin Smoke, first and second with 2 men out. On the Hernandez ground ball, Frazier was given an E5. Pitch outside. (9-1) Blue Jays, bottom of the 5th.
Showing a pretty good changeup. It's an opportunity for some of these younger pitchers that spent much of the time in AAA to show Larry Rothschild and Joe Girardi, big league scouts. Good pitch right there. Throw it again.
Two and two. Swing and a miss, and Smoke down on strikes. No runs a hit, 1 error, 2 men left. Let's go to the 6th inning. 9-1 Toronto. to show one of Al Leiter's career highlights. Al, you take it over.
So this was the first pitch to Roger Mason. Hadn't picked up a bat in 10 years since high school. And that was my first at bat, a beautiful swing. Look at that, out in front, just kept my head down, double to left field. John Kruk trailed to play and was saying all sorts of things because I think at that point he wasn't having a great World Series.
That replay brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. That must have been such a thrill. That's your first big league at bat. You hadn't hit in forever.
10 years.
That's amazing. It's just amazing.
How lucky it is.
No, it really is amazing. I mean, because, first of all, you couldn't have been as great a pitcher as you were without athletic ability. And you just hadn't hit in a while. Pretty cool.
Thank you, Mike, but I stunk. I was one of the worst. I was a decent hitter in high school.
See, so if you hit a lot, you would have been a great hitter in the big leagues.
Yeah.
If they would have given you a chance, you would have been just like Ohtani in Japan. You could have done both.
How about that?
Amazing. He had a long home run yesterday.
They said he's the modern day Babe Ruth. They don't know, hit, pitch. He can do whatever he wants.
Now, if you're a big league team, would you let him do both? You think that can be done? Like DH the days that he doesn't pitch?
I don't know if he's that good. I mean, I would if I was a National League team. I think I would. You know, everybody's going to throw their hat in the ring on this guy, right?
You would think.
Because you got to win the bid from the team. But he's by allowing himself to play in the big leagues before 25 years old.
He's costing himself a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That one's drilled to left field. Is it high enough? Oh, yeah. See ya. Another home run for Judge. His 47th of the year, and it's 9-2 Toronto.
What a year. What a year. Not just the home runs, but gosh, he just looks so comfortable. And this whole month of September, and I know he had that little bit of slump after the All-Star break, but this is a 3-2 fastball. Stroman gave it to him. And this is what Aaron Judge has done all year long. 2 home runs shy or short of the rookie record, Mark McGwire. Amazing year. Watch here. This is 3-2. Go ahead, big boy. You got it. Smooth, easy, head down. You were saying about how would you pitch when you've got a big lead? Well, there it is right there. Stroman throwing it right down the middle.
Well, here's the list. 2 more, and he's tied with McGwire. 3 more, and he stands alone. Most home runs by a rookie. Grounded to first. Smoke. Beats Gregorius to the bag for the second out. And the first out.
I mean, the way he's been going, Michael, you got to believe that he's gonna go 50, yeah.
He's got 7 more games after this. The ball is still sitting out there.
Yeah, this guy's gonna come and get it. Maybe not.
Let's see. No, just ignored it. Doesn't even want to touch it.
Huh.
Any chance they warm up with that?
No, they're going to throw it in the stands.
Oh, 0-2.
dealing with some gnats, mosquitoes, bugs, flies. The 1 inning, the 28 pitches in the 4th. High pitch count. Everything else looks good.
3-2. Grounded to third. Donaldson. 2 outs. He's got some arm.
Solid. He made some nice plays. Good baseball player. It's a hot smash right here. It kind of times it. And you got these AstroTurf, very few stadiums that still have turf. This might be the only one.
No, Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, Tampa. Thank you. They're down to 2. It used to be about half the stadiums.
Now there was more than a rumor. It seemed like it was a fait accompli that once the Argonauts, the Canadian Football League team, ended their lease here and played down by where the old exhibition stadium used to be, that they would put grass here. That one is ripped to center field over the head of Pilar. It bounces over the wall for a double for Ellsbury. Well, they said that they were going to put grass in at Rogers Center. Well, the Argonauts play, I think it's at CFO Field. Oh, BMO. Okay, Bank of Montreal. And then you get this, Al, they're not going to change it. Because right underneath the turf as Pete Walker comes out, the pitching coach, is solid concrete. So they can't grow grass. And in order for them to put a grass field in, they would have to jackhammer and destroy at least 5 feet of concrete to get the dirt in. So they're just going to forget that it was said that they're going to have grass. They're not going to do it.
Well, my curiosity is, didn't somebody kind of explore that before they said they were going to have grass? 5 feet of concrete under the turf?
Maybe they looked into the cost, and it's very expensive to jackhammer 5 feet of concrete. And you wonder, half of his games here on turf, does that affect the guy on the mound right now, Marcus Stroman?
Oh, I'm thinking the guys now that you have historically over the years with the AstroTurf guys with bad knees.
Now this AstroTurf's much better than the AstroTurf you played on. It's a little softer.
Yeah, no, they have that whole new with the little rubber tires or whatever they put in that. It's very close to real grass. And I like at least they have the dirt infield, not the little dirt little patches around the bags.
And I say it can affect him because of the ground ball percentage. The ball does scoot through.
That's right.
So 3-0 on Todd Frazier, who's 0 for 2.
Yeah, I think it definitely affects Marcus Stroman or anybody who throws sinkers, because the whole idea of a sinker is to get a ground ball, and he's got the highest ground ball rate. But also that sinker he throws, 297 batting average against.
And there's ball 4. So will they take the ball from Stroman? And here comes John Gibbons with his John Wayne swagger. He signals to the bullpen. Greg Bird due up, so they'll bring in the lefty Dermody. And Stroman will get a nice hand from the crowd. Catch an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper weighs in on the state of his squad, the celebration, and a look ahead as they head into the final week of the regular season. Only on Yes. So Marcus Stroman gives them 5 2/3 and leaves with a big lead through 99 pitches. But he leaves first and second, 2 outs for Greg Bird, who will be facing the left-hander, Matt Dermody. One and 0. Ellsbury at second, Frazier at first. 2-0 on Bird. That one's drilled to right field. That ball is going to be off the wall. Ellsbury will score. They'll stop Frazier at third. It is an RBI double for Bird, and the Yankees now trail 9-3.
A nice swing by Greg Bird. Watch here on a 2-0 pitch. He gets it, pulls his hands in, nice head down. It's a good swing. He got the big 3-run homer in yesterday's game. This ball had a little too much topspin out far up, about halfway up. That'll be all for Matt Dermody.
Well, they're going to call in a right-hander with Romine to left. Will the Yankees then go to the bench? Tepera. And Romine is due up. Looks like they're going to stay with Romine. Good numbers for Tepera.
He's had a good year for the Blue Jays coming out of the pen. Kind of the setup guy. 95, 96, cuts the ball.
Got a lot of bench out there ready to be used. I'm a little surprised they're sticking with Romine here. A base hit makes it 9-5. You've got Kratz to catch if you don't want to go with Sanchez and give him a full day off. Now, Romine has had big hits in the past. Good with runners in scoring position. Grounded softly to third. Donaldson just gets the hustling Romine with a final out. Now boarding flight number 47. Aaron Judge, liftoff. His 47th home run of the year, a souvenir for a young fan. Have set up the Puerto Rico Hurricane Relief Fund. For more information, you could visit youcaring.com. And Jorge wrote a heartfelt plea on the playerstribune.com. And the people of Puerto Rico have really been suffering. So whatever help you can give, youcaring.com. Here's Bautista leading off here in the bottom of the sixth. Fouls it back. 9-3. Toronto leads the innings. The 0-1. Bautista is 2 for 2 with a walk, has an RBI, has a run scored in what is likely his final game here in Toronto. Giovanni Gallegos on the mound. That's why teams call up this many relief pitchers when the rosters expand. When you have games like this, you don't want to use guys that you're going to be using in the playoffs and waste them in a blowout game. 2-2. Fly ball, right field. On the run is Judge, and he makes the play for the first out. Swing and a miss. Oh, and 2. Still 1-2. There's a ball fouled away by Morales. He's 1 for 2, a walk, a run scored, 2 ribbies. Gallegos deals. Another foul ball.
I mean, you mentioned, Michael, about the blowout game. I mean, they're down by 6. The Yankees are. This is also an opportunity for these additional arms, as you say, the Holder, Mitchell, Heller, now Gallegos, to continue to show big league stuff. Do they belong? Are they in the plans? And, you know, it might be an inning here or there and down the stretch that gives another look.
Foul back.
Gallegos is a good example. He was an original sign with the Yanks back in 2012, came through the system. Where does he fall on the depth chart as they make decisions in the wintertime, et cetera?
Swing and a miss. Dialed it up to 95, 2 away. Fouled away. Oh, and 2.
Gallegos coming in. Here it is. Hit it. Throwing some 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. Fastball slider. Primarily fastball slider. Had a good year in AAA.
Fly ball, deep left, going back Gardner. He'll make the play as he hits up against the wall for the final out. So for the first time today, the Blue Jays go down in order 1, 2, 3. NYCFC match on Yes as New York City heads to Montreal for a showdown with the Impact. Coverage begins at 7:30, presented by Etihad Airways, right here on Yes. Top of the Yankee order here in the 7th inning. Yankees are down 9-3. Brett Gardner will start it off against Ryan Tepera. And there's a strike. Tepera came on to get Austin Romine to ground to third with runners on second and third and 2 outs in the 6th inning. Cadillac scoreboard 9-3 Toronto. Kohler and Loop. Sounds like an injury attorney firm. A 1-1. 1 and 2. Two. Still 2-2. Gardner's 0 for 3. A couple of ground balls to second and 1 to first. Nine, 10-0, leading 3-6-1. Both teams have left 6 runners on base apiece. And Tepera deals. Fouled away.
Fighting. And this is a game you posed the question a couple innings ago after you clinch. Michael, you know, what's the mindset? Certainly the Yankee hitters that are in there today, every at bat matters. But you're watching, seeing what the Red Sox are doing, and you know you got a chance, statistic or numbers-wise, to catch them. But is it probable? Not likely. Cincinnati's leading Boston 4-1 in the 8th. So this was a game, and it is a game. If they were able to come back to make up the game, assuming that their Reds game stays 4-1.
Ground ball second. Barney gets Gardner. So Gardner 4 ground balls to the right side today. Here's Chase Headley. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Oh, and 1 on deck for the Yanks. Aaron Judge.
I think the wild card in the National League, very intriguing. The Brewers having a heck of a weekend series against the Cubs. They're down 1-0 in the 6th. They're only a game behind Colorado. What the year Arizona? Torey Lovello, first-year manager. '89 wins.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. So a single for Headley, and that brings up Judge. Last time up, Judge a laser over the left field wall. His 47th home run of the year, his 103rd ribby. Hit deep to left field. Turning and looking is Hernandez. See ya! Another home run for Judge. His 48th of the year. It's a 2-run shot, and it's 9-5 Toronto. 1 to go to catch Mark McGwire.
I mean, is he locked in? Wow. First pitch heater on the inside part of the plate. You see Russell Martin set up. That ball is in. And I for sure thought he would, Tepera would have gone to his slider or something off the plate, giving him something to hit. 48 home runs on the year, 1 short of Big Mac. Beautiful.
Well, that knocks out Tepera. Yankees are still in this game. It's 9-5. Another home run for Judge. Quietly in this game as they force Gibbons to go to another relief pitcher, Aaron Loop, to face D.D. Gregorius. But the story for the Yankees, although trailing 9-5, 2 home runs in successive innings by Aaron Judge, his 47th and 48th. And one more and he will tie Mark McGwire for the most ever hit by a player in a rookie season. McGwire hit 49 for the Oakland Athletics in 1987. And the 0-2 inside. And Gregorius down on strikes, 2 outs. And a strike to Castro. How about this? He has 48 home runs. 20 of them have come against the Blue Jays and the Orioles. 28 against the rest of Major League Baseball. And there's a base hit for Castro. Cutting the ball off is Hernandez. He'll get it in. So a 2-out single for Castro. And that brings up Ellsbury.
I mean, there's teams when you wear out somebody or vice versa. But wow, the numbers against the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Makes you wonder why they'd even pitch to him. I know Buck ended up walking him in the 9th inning during the Orioles series. And he wears you out, but he's hot right now. And after a struggling August.
Pitch is high.
1-1. Two and one. Two and two. And the pitch. 3-2. That's going to release Castro at first. Yankees down by 4, 9-5, top of the 7th inning. Strike 3, Ellsbury down looking. But despite the Yankees trailing, this has been an Aaron Judge day. In the 6th inning, a laser for his 47th home run. This one more loop in it. His 48th home run. One away from tying Mark McGwire. Story for sure, with 2 home runs by Aaron Judge. So the game summary is brought to you by Nissan. 9-10-0 for the Blue Jays, 5-9-1 for the Yanks. Jaime Garcia, 2 in the 3rd innings. Marcus Stroman, 2 outs into the 6th. Judge has the 2 home runs. Martin rips that one to left field. It's a base hit. Gardner will field off the wall. Martin will hustle into second with a second double of the day. So the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer.
Russell Martin immediately getting that first pitch fastball. Starting this inning off with a double, bottom in 7th here. You know, listen to the guys and John Flaherty, Michael. You know, it's, yeah, you're looking at the game, you're down 9-1. But it's true. I mean, especially here. You know, the ball flies, but you got Aaron Judge is capable of going out anywhere. It's by no means even close to being over. Now down by 4.
In April, they came back from 9-1 down against the Orioles, and now, as Barney shows bunt takes a strike, there's a little bit more of a sense of urgency to coming back. You see the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees down by 4, as the Boston Red Sox in the 8th inning have now moved ahead of Cincinnati. Red Sox are up 5-4, so if you harbor any hopes of catching the Red Sox in the East, you can't afford to lose another game with just a week remaining. Push bunt. Gallegos fields and flips to Castro. So a sac bunt as Martin moves to third, and we go back to Bob Lorenz. Well, the Red Sox have had so many of these games on this run. They've won 13 of their last 16 games, and games that they seem like they're out of it, they find some magic to come back in it. Yankees bring the infield in. Here's Goins with a runner on third and one man out. Grounded to Castro. Martin holds. Castro looks and then flips to Bird for the second out.
Well, Goins hits it hard, but Castro in the right place. Yankees had the infield in, keeping Martin at third. Reserve that run. Watch here. This is a hot smash 1-2 hopper to Castro's left. Nice play.
Here's Hernandez. Infield backs up. And a strike. Oh and 2.
Yeah, nice job of getting ahead, Gallegos. Man has had a nice series against the Yankees. A couple home runs. Actually, 3 home runs.
And the 0-2 upstairs. Count 2-2. Canley is up for the Yanks. Two-two. 3-2.
Gallegos going right after Hernandez. Tommy Kohler warming up or ready for the Blue Jays. This might be Gallegos' last batter.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Took something off that one. And Hernandez down on strike. So the leadoff double does not score. We go to the 8th inning. 9-5 Toronto.
Is brought to you in part by LG Signature, the art of essence. Advanced technology beautifully designed. By People's United Bank N.A. Keep business at hand with mobile cash management. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. Well, we go to the 8th inning here in Toronto, and they will bring on their 4th reliever, 5th pitcher of the day, Tom Kohler. He's going to face the bottom third of the Yankee order. Yankees trying to get back in this. Is down 9-5 right now. They were down 9-1 at one point. But 2 runs in the 6th and 2 runs in the 7th have inched them closer. So this will be Kohler's 25th game with 2 teams. And he'll start off with Todd Frazier. One and 0.
Kohler pitched a third of an inning in the first game of this series. Those numbers were mostly from when he was playing for the Miami Marlins. And for the Blue Jays, 12 games, an ERA under 2.
Two and 2. Oh, what a late swing there. Save the at-bat swing.
Well, it's actually pretty hard to do, but here's a curveball, 2-2 count, and you see Todd. Oh my gosh, that looks like a cricket player. Pretty hard to do.
Two. High pop up. Goins makes the play, 1 away.
Kohler, a New York kid, born in the Bronx, went to Stony Brook out in Long Island.
There's Greg Bird.
Looks like Bautista will be getting an inning here today.
One and 2. Bird, an RBI double in the 6th inning against Dermody. 1 for 2 with a walk. It should get very loud in here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Jose Bautista is due up third. And what might be his final at bat in a Blue Jay uniform here in Toronto. One, 2. Ground ball to second. Barney. 2 away. And here's Romine. Romine's 1 for 3.
Crowd of 47,394. 17th sellout of the year for Toronto. Two.
Impressive for an off year, right, Mike? Lead the American League, where they'll go over 3.2 million. I guess the Yankees have a shot at catching that, do they? Yeah.
Let's see the average. The Yankees are averaging more per game, so they have 7 games remaining. Swing and a miss. Romine down on strikes. Yankees go down in order against Kohler. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 9-5 Jays. Toronto 9 and the Yankees 5. And this will be an interesting inning because we're going to get a look at Dellin Betances. He did not appear in yesterday's game. See where the Yankees parceled out those final 3 innings. Green, Robertson, and Chapman. They've been working with Betances, and let's see what that work turns out.
Well, it's been 6 days since Dellin Betances has been on the mound. His last appearance was against the Twins on the 18th.
Now, I know they've been working on a lot of things, but usually when Dellin has trouble, it's when he has too much rust. One and one. Last 2 seasons, he has struggled in September. Last year, 9.64 ERA. This year, 8.10. One and two. Two and two. Ground ball to short. Gregorius gets Donaldson, 1 away.
You mentioned about Betances, Michael, getting too much rest. The guy's 6'8", big man. lot of moving parts, to get the consistent work, but yet give him the rest. He's a guy that was over 70+ appearances the last 3 years. He won't make that this year. A couple years ago, he threw 90 innings. This year at 56 2/3, so they've tempered back his innings. Hopes that he'd finish strong. And it's never about stuff. It's a command issue with Dellin Betances.
Smoke did not like that call.
It was 100 miles an hour. Let's take a look here. Is it low? Maybe so. This would be a better shot right here. Yeah, it's down. That ball's underneath the knees. Dellin Betances got a ball. Got a strike there.
Throwing a lot more fastballs. Usually he's been relying a lot on the breaking ball.
There's the curveball there. He's going to throw 2 of them. But, for as hard as he throws, to your point, Michael, 54% of his pitches are the curveball. 45, almost 46% fastball.
Oh, he gets plunked. So Smoke will take first. And that will bring up Jose Bautista. We'll let you listen.
Right fielder number 19, Jose Bautista.
Boy, is he locked in? Didn't even acknowledge the crowd.
You're going to face a guy throwing 100. He's just the affection and love that this fans have shown him this whole weekend.
Popped up. Frazier calls off Romine, and Bautista did not like that Romine pushed him, and he's saying something to him, and Romine ignored him.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, obviously it was straight up a silo, but Romine, a big pop-up like that, wasn't sure where the ball was going to end up. Watch this here. I mean, he misses it and just stand there.
And then Bautista looks right at Romine. He plays with an edge, I'll tell you that. Seems like he thinks the world's against him.
Well, I mean, a pop-up. You're standing right there. Your catcher's trying to evaluate where the ball is.
And he didn't really push him. He kind of used his arm against him, but the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good inning for Dellin Betances as he holds the Blue Jays off the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. 9th inning coming up for the Yankees. They're down by 4. Rogers Center, giving their love to Jose Bautista, who acknowledged them in the outfield. I was thinking now, maybe he doesn't want to acknowledge it because he doesn't want to acknowledge that they're not picking up his option. He's not retiring.
Yeah, but listen, somebody knows something. I mean, this is an absolute love fest for Jose Bautista.
Well, Osuna comes on to try to close this out. He'll face Gardner, Headley, and yes, that man, Judge. Gardner 0 for 4. Yankees down by 4. Osuna deals the 1-1. Fouled away. Swing and a miss, tied him up. 1 away.
Osuna gave him a little hesitation delivery, and then dropped the slider on him. Ball off the plate, almost hit him.
And they're going to take Bautista out of the game now, sending Carrera to right field, so the crowd could give him a big ovation. So he signed a 3-year deal, first year guaranteed. The next 2 years are team options at $20 million a year. And a guy hitting .202, I'm not sure they're going to pick up that $20 million option.
Yeah, it's very nice for Jose Bautista.
10 years, 10 good years here in Toronto. Struggled in other places, got here, and the flip, or the switch was flipped, and became a power hitting star. Headley takes a strike. That one is ripped down the right field line, and it is a foul ball.
I mean, it actually is amazing, Michael, looking at his bio, Jose Bautista, that is, over the years. I mean, he bounced around. Orioles, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, kind of settled in there for a few years, but nothing close to what he ended up being here in Toronto. His best home run year was 16 with the Pirates.
The 0-2. Strike 3. Headley down on strikes, and now Aaron Judge will come to the plate, having hit 2 home runs today, sitting 1 away from tying Mark McGwire for the most home runs ever hit by a rookie in Major League Baseball history. So with his 2 today, he's at 48. Solo shot and a 2-run shot. Also has walked. And a strike.
2-2. And the 0-2 outside. And the pitch. 2-2. Yankees have won 6 series in a row. So if they lose this, that streak will snap. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the ninth. Judge at the plate. And the pitch. Strike 3, ball game over. As Osuna strikes out the side. And the Blue Jays win 9-5. So 6 series in a row, that's over. The Yankees have clinched. They will finish the regular season at home starting tomorrow against the Royals. We go back to the studio. Bob, Jack, and John set the table for the rest of the day.